Hello, welcome to Library Connection. I'm Mandy Cantrell, Youth Services Director at the B.B. Comer Memorial Library in Sylacauga. Thank you so much for joining us today. And before we get started, I want to thank TV47, Chris, and everyone who helps us put on our program. Well, summertime is right around the corner. It's spring now, and we are enjoying a little bit of spring weather, I'm glad. But summer will be here, and kids will be swimming in pools, in lakes, in oceans, everywhere. We're going to talk about pool safety or water safety today. Ashley Hernandez is joining me with Ashley Swim Academy. A lot of you may have heard of her. Your kids may have taken infant swim I've said it wrong, infant swim resource.
That's correct,
right.
Yes.
But from her or swimming lessons. So Ashley, before we get started into what you do, tell us about yourself.
Of course, my name is Ashley Hernandez, and I own Ashley Swim Academy in Childersburg. I teach ISR lessons, which is the infant swimming resource. I teach stroke lessons, regular private swim lessons.
Okay.
I also teach CPR, first aid, and AED classes, and lifeguard training. So all around everything aquatics.
Wow.
It's the place to come. Yes.
I didn't know about the last few things.
Yes,
That's great.
thank
So
you.
for all ages, right?
For all ages, everybody from 6 months old all the way up. I've even had people in their 80s come and learn to swim.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
It's never too late.
It's never too late. Not
wow.
at all.
Well, I'll tell you where I've heard about you is, of course, your mom brings your kids into the library because I know you're in the pool a good bit of the day. So I've enjoyed getting to know your children and your mom. Very, very sweet.
Thank you.
And also, a lot of my friends, their children take ISR from you.
Wow,
so that
yes.
I'm excited. I see a lot of that on Facebook under Ashley Swim Academy. So why is it so important to teach children how to swim or how to behave in the water?
Well, drowning, unfortunately, is the leading cause of accidental death in children under 5. In the U.S., there's more than 4,000 unintentional drownings a year. So it's just important all around for all of us to know how to swim. As you know, most people have a pool. We go to the lake, the beach, even at baby showers and things like that. You just never know where a pool may be in a body of water.
That's right. You may go visit someone.
Yes.
With a pool. Well, and I know we can always say, oh, we're going to watch the kids or mine won't get in the pool, but things happen every day.
Absolutely. They really do. You know, there may be a ball out there or some type of toys, and that is one good thing that you want to think about if you do have a pool in the backyard is making sure to get all the pool toys up away from the pool, out of the pool. You also want to make sure that you have a self-latching gate so there's not open access to the pool as well.
Oh, okay. For your children and for other children.
Absolutely,
too.
yes.
Gosh. Well, the one thing that fascinated me so much about what you do is ISR. Kind of explain what ISR is.
ISR stands for Infant Swimming Resource. Not only is it for children age 6 months to 6 years old, but I also teach this program to 11 and 12-year-olds and even older children.
Okay.
It's just a great foundation.
There's some of it,
Yes, for children to learn to swim, roll back on their back and float, and then flip back over and swim, which is a self-rescue technique.
Wow.
Yes.
So I mean, I guess what I take is it's not so much the swimming strokes and things, it's just how to rescue yourself until help can come.
Absolutely.
And you said you can start at 6 months.
Yes, 6 months old. They do need to be able to sit up independently to have the core strength to roll over on their back and float.
Okay.
One of the first things that I teach is breath control. So they learn how to hold their breath underwater.
Okay.
Yes. As their face enters the water, they learn how to close their mouth, hold their breath, and then roll on their back and float.
Wow. 6, 7, 8 months old. I can't imagine, but what a valuable thing to learn. How do you do it, or would you be giving away your trade secrets there?
It's all based on sensory motor learning. So even with a child that's completely nonverbal, it's about how we hold them and reinforce their skills in the water.
Yeah.
Children come 10 minutes a day, Monday through Friday, for about 6 weeks. And that gradual process, day after day, they are able to learn those skills and be able to perform the skills at hand.
And I guess about 10 minutes is about all the attention they can,
Yes.
you can learn when you're that young.
ISR lessons are designed with that safety is top priority, and so they are, usually become very fatigued after about 10 minutes.
Oh, I bet they do. Swimming is hard work.
It is.
It's good for us, but yeah.
It is. Even my older students, I start them off at 20 minutes for adults and things like that.
Okay.
And I tell them it's like running for 20 minutes. I mean, you're
That's
going
true.
the whole time.
Paddling and everything. That's just
Yes.
great. And I'm loving watching these pictures. So you're right there, and they're learning. This child is doing what? He's swimming, and then?
Rolling back over to float right here.
Okay.
Yes, being able to catch his breath and breathe, and then flip back over and swim. So he is trying to get himself to the side where he is safe.
Okay. So
Yes.
for the very, very young, correct me if I'm wrong, they're learning to float and maybe cry out for help. If
Yes,
someone,
yes. As I always say, a crying baby is a breathing baby.
that's true.
Yes. However, as they gain confidence in lessons, usually the crying diminishes and they're just laying on their back
Sure.
laughing and giggling.
Oh,
So, and enjoying the time. But yes, so anyone that's younger than 1 year old or not able to walk yet, they learn to roll over on their back and float.
Okay.
Once they're able to walk pretty proficiently, they're able to
Yeah.
swim and float and swim across the pool.
Wow. So I guess it's the floating, rest, turn over, swim a little bit, because it is tiring.
It
like you
is,
said.
absolutely. It's about 5-second increments. They swim for about
Okay.
5 seconds, roll over and float, then swim again for about 5 seconds.
But they're aware of, okay, the pool, I'm going to the edge of the pool.
Yes, when they flip back over to swim, they are looking underwater to see where they need to go next. So as they're learning, I teach them to be aquatic problem solvers. They learn where they need to go because you never know what part of the pool they're going to fall into.
Tell what this little girl's doing now. Jumped off the diving board.
So this little girl has been skilled. She actually started when she was an infant. Yes, she is jumping off the diving board as most kids love to do. Then she's floating, rolling over and catching her breath on her back. Then she'll flip back over and swim, and then flip back over and float. And she is making her way all the way across the pool to the shallow end where she can touch.
Wow, that is amazing.
Thank you.
And starting them young, they'll maybe always know. As far as they remember, they'll always know.
Yes, that is one thing that I even, when I talk to a lot of adults, is they're like, I can't float. And once you learn that center of buoyancy and your own buoyancy, you're able to do it.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow, that is exciting.
Thank you.
We're going to pause for a commercial break, and we'll be right back and talk some more with Ashley.
Activity Center offers to senior citizens in the Sylacauga and surrounding areas lots of fantastic activities throughout the week. Sewing, ladies bridge, quilting, game-o-rama, ceramic classes, bingo, travel club, and lots more. It's all at the Maxie Veazey Senior Adult Activity Center located next to the J. Craig Smith Community Center in Sylacauga. Don't spend any more time alone. Get out, make new friends, and have fun.
Coosa Valley Medical Center, one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama, is also Sylacauga's largest employer. Services from the emergency room, to surgery, to cancer treatment, to post-stroke care. You won't believe what's right in your backyard. It's Coosa Valley Medical Center in Sylacauga. So, if you're sick in Alabama, choose one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama. That is Coosa Valley Medical Center.
The all-new Marble City Pharmacy in Sylacauga is your destination for the highest quality health care. Our remodeled and expanded pharmacy gives us the space to serve more patients. We've added a drive-through window for those times when you don't feel like getting out of your vehicle. And we still offer delivery within city limits. We feature a full line of over-the-counter medications and supplements. And don't forget our stunning new gift department. New building, same great people. Marble City Pharmacy, here for life.
Welcome back to Library Connection. I'm talking with Ashley Hernandez with Ashley Swim Academy. We're talking about being safe around the water, how to teach your children to swim. And I know you did not invent ISR, but you've had some training. Is
Absolutely,
that correct?
yes. About 12 years ago, I had an instructor actually come and basically live with me for 8 weeks.
Wow.
At the time, me and my family were living in Auburn, and you do about 60 hours a week in the water training with a master instructor. Outside of that, there also is a lot of academic psychology, physiology, and things like that we learn. There's a lot that goes into learning how to do these skills and things like that.
Right, especially with babies. I
Absolutely,
still can't imagine.
yes. And that is one thing that's great about ISR is when a student signs up for ISR, they are first registered with our medical evaluation team. We have a pediatric team of doctors and nurses. They'll fill out a medical questionnaire online, and with that questionnaire, the medical team will review it, and they will send us back any type of protocols, and we'll design a lesson plan specifically for that child.
That's great.
Yes.
Well, because I didn't think about that. There are some reasons why you would do things differently, I
Absolutely,
suppose.
absolutely. And there's protocols from everything from seasonal allergies to different kind of developmental problems and physical problems, all of that kind of stuff. Yes.
Wow, that is very comprehensive. Everything.
Yes,
Covers
everything to make
That's
sure, like I
great.
said, it's the safest possible outcome.
That's right. It's what
Yeah,
you want.
Absolutely.
Well, I know a lot of people will say, oh, my child's going to cry. But you said a crying baby is a breathing baby.
Absolutely.
But do they generally get past that after a few lessons?
Yes, they do. So initially, it's a new environment, a new place, a new person, a new skill, all this stuff all at once. Just like when you drop your child off at daycare for the first day.
Yes.
You know, it takes some time to adjust. Usually after the first 2 weeks, they calm down, they get used to me, they're used to it's a routine every day.
Right.
This is what we do. Again, it's like, you know, you have those days, it's like putting them in the car seat sometimes.
Oh, yeah. We all have good days and bad days.
Right, they just don't want to do it that day. And that's totally understandable, but it's more than just, ISR lessons are more than just having fun. It is a necessity for the child to be able to roll over and float and breathe. So it's more a safety issue, like putting them in the car seat, than it is just we're here to have fun.
You're going to get in the car seat regardless.
Absolutely,
Because
yes.
Same thing for this. That's
Yes.
great.
But again, once they gain confidence and things like that, they come running in the door, and then I can't get them to leave over and over
don't
and
wanna
over.
leave.
I
Oh,
can
my
tell you
goodness.
stories. My parents are like, "Oh, I can't believe, you know, are they going to stop crying? Is it going to get better?" And all the other parents are like, "Yes, it will." And then a week later, they don't want to leave. They're like, "I was like, we've turned all the way around. Here we are." So,
Oh, that's great. That's
Thank
great.
you.
So I know they love you and love that time
well,
in the
I
water.
love them too. We have such a great time.
Now you don't, I mean, you'll have them for 6 or 8 weeks, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Is that it? Are you through, or what do you suggest?
So once they're done with their initial training, I recommend that they maintain maintenance lessons. I see a huge success with coming once a week throughout the year. In my pool in Childersburg, it is heated, and then the dome is heated. I really like warm water. I keep it 88 degrees all the time, so
yes,
it's
that's
nice
warm.
summertime in
Yes,
there. Yes.
right.
And so being able to do that, especially for the young ones under 5, it's important to maintain their confidence. Their bodies are growing a whole lot physically and mentally, and so they're able to maintain those skills and keep their confidence with it.
Right, so every so often you do that.
Yes.
And I've seen on your page, actually tell us about your Facebook page. What is it called?
Ashley Swim Academy.
Okay.
Yes, and you can look it up on there. That's where I post all my little fun
Pictures.
students.
Oh, I know,
Yes.
that's fun. I saw some pictures of kids fully clothed in the water. What is
Yes.
that?
So 86% of children who drown, unfortunately, drown fully clothed. Most of the time, they're not planning on swimming that day. And so it's important, once they are fully skilled, to practice in their summer clothes and their winter clothes.
Okay.
Yes.
Coats, shoes, pants, all of that.
Regular diaper, all of that. Yes. And you would be amazed at how much weight that is. So, and even for us, I mean, you know, just swimming in a t-shirt is hard enough, but when you add all that extra weight, it's very heavy.
Well, that is interesting. That's
Thank
great.
you.
But your Facebook page does. I saw a lot of the pictures you brought and some videos of kids, even the babies. And it's neat. They
Yes.
swim underwater, open their eyes?
Yes.
I remember when I learned to do that.
Yes. That's a huge question I get is about goggles and things like that.
Yeah.
And goggles are great. My children, when they're playing in the pool, I allow them to wear goggles. But it's important that they also learn how to do it without goggles on, because most of the time, if they fall in the water, they're not going to have goggles
They're
on.
not going to have them on, right?
No.
Right.
And so if they start out learning this day by day and don't ever get used to them, they're, it's not a necessity.
That's neat.
Yeah,
That's
thank
great.
you.
I still enjoy looking at those
Thank
videos.
you.
That is neat. That is neat. Now, you don't teach just here in our area, do you? You go to Birmingham?
I do. I teach all over the Birmingham area, Mountain Brook, Hoover, Vestavia, Homewood, all over. Yes.
a lot of clients that for 10 minutes at a time. I bet you know a
Yes.
lot of kids.
I do, yes. I really truly enjoy it though. It's so much fun and so rewarding to be able to see them learn the skills and not only hear stories of where they've used their skills.
Right, yes. Have you got some stories you could share with us?
Yes, recently I had a student about a month ago who fell in a pond. They were at the grandparents' house. And thankfully, they were able to roll over on their back and float. It was a 2-year-old. And the mom was just a few feet away from the child, turned around, turned back around, and the child was floating in the pond. It was cold, but they were fine, and they were able just to pick them right up, and they were good to go.
Wow,
Yes.
that's amazing. I know
Thank
the
you.
parents are just so grateful. So grateful for that. That is so cool.
Thank you.
Trying to get on another topic, or I guess not another topic, but something similar. Are a lot of kids afraid of the water, or you hope to get them before they're really afraid?
Yes, obviously the younger they are, the easier and the less fear they have
Yes.
learned, of course. But, you know, even my adults that start out are sometimes fearful of the water. I have several adults that I've taught and young children. And, you know, it's first about learning how breath control and things like that and how to go underwater. And as they are able to progressively in small increments learn those skills, they become confident in the water. I actually have an older child that's taking lessons right now. That's on her last week. She came in not even wanting to put her eyes or face in the water at all.
Oh, yes.
At all. And now she is jumping off the diving board and swimming across the pool, just like the little girl we saw a minute ago in the video.
Having a great time.
You're having a great time, loving it. Wants to come every day now.
Oh, wow. Because I
So-
know kids are invited to pool parties, birthday parties and things, and we're not always there.
Absolutely, absolutely. And even if we are there, especially it's almost even more dangerous in large gatherings because a friend of ours may say something to us, we turn and look, we turn back. It doesn't take but 10 seconds for someone to go under. And in a big group of people, that's where it comes important with the bright colored swimwear and things like
Yes, I
that.
wanted to talk about that too.
Yes, but back to the being confident in it, you never know what might happen. And with a big group of people, it's very important to designate someone to watch those children.
And I know you said if you're there with a group of parents, I may not want to do it the whole time because I want to talk to my friends, but we could swap up.
Absolutely, absolutely. There is even, and you can find these on my Facebook page, Water Watcher badges. I'll wear the necklace. I'm designated to watch the children for that 30 minutes. Then I pass it to you. That way I know that I am the person I'm designated to do it. There's no gray area there.
Right, yeah. Maybe you'll do it or maybe I'll do it.
Right.
That is great. Now, talk about the color of the swimsuit.
So I actually recently did a video on this and put a bunch of rings on the bottom of the pool. I had the blue rings, and I even noticed some of my students were having a hard time finding the blue rings on the bottom of the pool because they blend in. And then I did other colors. And so it's just the same way with swimsuits. They blend into the bottom, and you can't tell, are they just playing down there? Is that the bottom of the pool, the glare of the water, the sun, how it all hits it? And so if they're in bright colors, it's a lot easier to tell where they are and what's going on.
No matter how cute that blue swimsuit is.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
Please get something bright.
Absolutely. A funny story, back when I lifeguarded in Montgomery, there was a lifeguard that actually jumped in after somebody because she could not tell what they were doing on the bottom of the pool because they blended right in. And so thankfully she was okay, but you just don't know.
Don't want to take a chance. That's
Absolutely.
great. Well, we're going to pause again for another commercial break, and we'll be right back and talk some more with Ashley.
The Maxie Veazey Senior Adult Activity Center offers the senior citizens in the Sylacauga and surrounding areas lots of fantastic activities throughout the week. Sewing, ladies bridge, quilting, game-o-rama, ceramic classes, bingo, travel club, and lots more. It's all at the Maxie Veazey Senior Adult Activity Center located next to the J. Craig Smith Community Center in Sylacauga. Don't spend any more time alone. Get out, make new friends, and have fun.
Coosa Valley Medical Center, one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama, is also Sylacauga's largest employer. Services from the emergency room to surgery to cancer treatment to post-stroke care. You won't believe what's right in your backyard. It's Coosa Valley Medical Center in Sylacauga. So, if you're sick, in Alabama, choose one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama. That is Coosa Valley Medical Center.
The all-new Marble City Pharmacy in Sylacauga is your destination for the highest quality health care. Our remodeled and expanded pharmacy gives us the space to serve more patients. We've added a drive-through window for those times when you don't feel like getting out of your vehicle. And we still offer delivery within city limits. We feature a full line of over-the-counter medications and supplements. And don't forget our stunning new gift department. New building, same great people. Marble City Pharmacy, here for life.
Welcome back to Library Connection. I'm talking with Ashley Hernandez. We're talking about infant swimming resource. There you are, Ashley, where you spend most of your day
Yes.
in the pool. That's great. We're talking about water safety with children and with adults. Really, I guess it's not just for children.
It's really not.
We all need to be safe around the water, and that is still just fascinating to me. I know the parents are so thrilled. I say the parents are not in the water with them. What about
So, initially on, it's best for me and the child to gain a relationship together and trust and things like that. Once the child is able to gain trust, the parents, at first we want to snuggle and comfort our children, and so they need to build these skills to know what to do independently. Right. Now, once the child is fully skilled, I do invite the parents in and teach them what to do with their children in the water at home or wherever they may be later on.
Yeah. Well, I think I read a story of a child that fell in a fountain in the middle of a city, I'm sure, or somewhere. And there are all kinds of places besides pools and ponds and lakes.
Yes,
in the ocean.
There's bodies of water everywhere. There's several stories about children that have gone out the doggy door, been in baby showers and gone out the doggy door. You just never know where you might be and where the body of water may be. Also, it's another thing that's important, if you have people coming and going from your backyard, your lawn crew, things like that, make sure they latch those gates back because accidents do happen.
Wow, that is it's just interesting. I tell you, I was just fascinated by the children and how you teach those small children. I still don't, I need to come watch you sometime.
Yes, please do. Anybody is welcome to come watch. That's a big question I get all the time is, I'm nervous about it and things like that. Please, you're more than welcome. Just contact me and, I'll okay it with the parents at that time. But most of them are more than willing to allow you come and watch and observe lessons.
What is the best way for someone to get in touch with you?
My Facebook page is great. It's Ashley Swim Academy. If that is not an option or you need another way, you're more than welcome to text me. My phone number is 334-201-0131.
Okay. And so as soon as you're out of the water.
Yes, as soon as I'm out of the water. Please be patient with me. I try to respond in a timely manner.
Well, you're just very busy, I know.
I enjoy it.
And is it fine to start anytime? I mean, when they're 6 months old at least, or are able to sit up in those type things?
Yes, it is.
Any time of year, summer, winter?
Yes. Like I said before, the pool and dome are very warm. It's like summertime in there. And it's actually better to start in the winter or fall or even early spring, because that way they are prepared when there are more vacations and things going on.
That's true. And I hated to hear that statistic you had that the highest rate of death is children. You tell children below 5. The words are not coming to me.
No, you're totally fine. The leading cause of accidental death is in children under 5, is drowning. Yes, I mean. Story after story, I cannot tell you how many, and it's just heartbreaking over and over and over again. It seems like everybody that walks through my doors knows someone that has happened to, and it just breaks my heart every single time.
Gosh, wow. And I'm glad it's not just for children, too.
Yes.
It's for adults. You can teach adults, because a lot of adults are afraid of the water.
Absolutely.
Because they've never been swimming a lot, they've never had lessons or things like that.
Yes, and you bringing that up reminded me, one of the good things that I tell all my families is different safety topics, and one of the safety topics is reach or throw, don't go. This is very important for young children. Say their baby sister is skilled and is floating in the water. Well, do they jump in after them, or what do they do?
Yeah.
It's very important to tell them to learn how to go and call 911 or get an adult or something like that, because if they jump in after them and pull them under, you know,
That's true.
that could be detrimental. So
A child saving an infant, then you've got 2 children in the
yes,
water.
absolutely. And even for my adults, some of them don't swim. Well, what are you going to do if an accident happens? These are all good plans, just like your fire plan. It's all good plans to have.
Right, right.
I even tell my children, I have 3, they are now 11, 8, and 5.
Oh, gosh.
And they can all swim very well. But I tell them, if something happens to mommy, say I have a medical emergency in the water,
Right.
you need to go and call 911. You need to go to the neighbor and tell them what's going on.
Right.
There's a plan in place because you never know when accidents may happen.
That's true. And
Yes.
I used to tell my girls all the time, good swimmers drown all the time.
Absolutely.
Leg
yeah.
cramps or things like that.
Yes.
Any of that can happen. So
Absolutely.
great to have these skills.
Yes,
And
thank you.
these kids are just precious.
Thank
So
you.
these are kids that have been taking for a little while.
They
for
are,
you.
yes.
Oh, look at them. How sweet. And just enjoying the water. Good that they can enjoy it and not be afraid.
Absolutely. Yes.
And their parents too. Oh, little redhead. I
Yes.
love that. Gosh, wow. Well, we've got a couple of minutes left. I'm trying to think of anything else. It's the floating really that is
The most
the most
important part, and that's one thing when you're researching what type of lessons to take, you want to make sure, okay, yes, my child may be able to swim 4 or 5 feet, but then what do they do? Or what if they get tired? Yes, they can swim across the pool, but what if they get tired? What if they're at that birthday party and something happens and they're tired out in the middle of the water? That is why floating for everyone is so crucial.
Right, right.
And yes, you can tread water for a period of time, and I do teach that to my older students, but you're still burning a lot of energy, and that's why it's so important to float. I even tell my clients, hey, if you're out in the ocean, just float, just relax and float. Float out there, rest, breathe, relax, and then you can try to swim back.
Okay. Because I guess we wouldn't really think of that in the moment. It would be in a panic.
Yes, and that's
Yeah. What about life vest, life jackets?
life vests, you definitely want to make sure there's all different types of life vests. You can also find a video on my Facebook page about this, but and you want to try your life vest out on your child and make sure that they can roll over and float in that vest.
Okay.
So it needs to be sized correctly and the right type of vest.
Okay. And know how to put it on.
And know how to put it on.
It's like a car seat.
Yes, yes.
To know how to put it on.
And that is why we have the floating skills as backup too. You know, you're out on the lake, that kid comes out of the water, gonna grab a snack, they're gonna pull that life vest off. And so that's why these skills are so important.
All right. Well, this has been fascinating to me. And again, they can get in touch with you on your Facebook page,
Yes.
Ashley Swim Academy.
Yes.
Gosh, and I know, thank you for taking a little bit of time out of the water. I know you had to rearrange some parents, but that's wonderful. Thank you for coming in. And all of you, please make sure your children are safe during, well, I was going to say during the summer, but all time. Now with
Absolutely,
covered
yes.
pools, you can swim anytime.
Yes.
So please make sure your children are safe and contact Ashley or another ISR instructor and make sure your children are safe during the summer. Thank you, Ashley.
Thank you so much for having me.
For joining me today. And thank you for joining us on Library Connection.